everybody, welcome and hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome. Hola a todo el mundo, bienvenidos, espero que estén teniendo un buen día. Hello, how are you doing? Welcome to the first our stream in like like 7 months or 10 months or something like that. I gotta admit, it's been a hot minute. Vorator, welcome and hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome. I'm so freaking hyped for Ellie's first try at drawing. It genuinely feels like that. It legitimately feels like it's the first time I'm ever gonna draw. Not because I haven't been drawing, because I have been. Like, what I have been doing outside of the stream is mostly drawing, but inside of the stream, it's a different game. It feels different. And it feels like it's the first time I'm ever gonna do it. Hot pants. I draw whatever I want. Oh god, I don't know what to draw. Someone give me an idea. Funnily enough, I have things that I've been wanting to draw, but I'm always work mode. And so I don't draw for fun. And there are a couple of things that I kind of want to draw for fun, but wanting to draw them doesn't necessarily mean that I have an idea for them. So, do I have things that I want to draw? Yes. Or rather, I have characters that I want to draw. I'm a character girly. I never draw anything that is in characters, especially for fun. But I don't have any ideas. I only know that I want to draw X or Y character. Retouch, welcome and hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome. Chocobo, welcome and hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome. Lita, welcome and hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome. Logan, welcome and hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome. Nimi, welcome and hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome. Nix, welcome and hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome. Ranger, welcome and hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome. Artie's a lot like peeing. It's way harder when a bunch of people are watching. Legit! Oh my god, that is like a great way to put it. Because the way that I feel drawing on my own time versus the way that I feel drawing live is so different. It's so much harder when I'm doing it live and so much more unpleasant. I'm not gonna hide it. It is so much more unpleasant. I feel that much worse about it. Nirwanda, welcome and hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome. It's not so much that I'm ignoring, it's that I'm still trying to get a hold of this new chat that I'm using. I finally kind of got comfortable with certain things about it, but it doesn't the chat that I'm using right now doesn't reflect anything that was posted in the chat before the live started. You know, like, until live starts, no comments show up. So that's something that I have to get used to. Little by little, I have to get used to actually checking the other chat first and then this one, so that I don't miss comments. Phenomenal to see you back on the art grind, Ellie. It's not like you're not one of our favorite artists in addition to being one of our favorite stars. I hope that you feel the same way, even if it's just art that I do off stream, because it really is a struggle to draw live in comparison to like when I'm doing it on my own. And this is something that has to do with my mindset in regards to practically everything, and it's the fear of mistakes or the fear of doing things wrong in front of others that may be trying to learn from me or have expectations of me. Like, that is, it takes me so long when I'm with like a new coach or a new trainer or something to actually be confident in making mistakes. Because it's like, a part of me is like, I have to impress this person. I have to impress them. I have to get a good grade at learning this craft, which is both possible to achieve and normal to want. And I can't be bad at it, even though I'm literally with a coach because I want to get better through them teaching me. So yeah, this is a normal thing for me, but I hope that you appreciate my art when it happens off stream, because I don't like drawing with people watching. Says something weird to be disruptive. Ellie, no, but actually though, I mean, are you surprised? You and I have the same neural paths. How are you surprised about that? You and I think the same way. Alex, welcome. Hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome, welcome. Don't worry, Ellie, nobody's watching. We're all figments of your imagination. Maybe I should tell myself that. Maybe I should tell myself that you're all in your underwear, you know? Like the scenic, panic, scenic... What's... Stage fright! That's the name! Stage fright! Like the stage fright advice they give to people with stage fright. Like, just imagine everyone's naked. I don't think that works for me in the stream. Because a streamer already assumes most people are looking impresentable anyways. And it doesn't change the fact that you're still looking at me. Aren't those just done off stream? I will still get to see, right? Yeah! About that, I still have a shit ton of art from... Oh, God. I have a shit ton of art from 2024 that I never posted because the intention was to make it into a video. And you know that when I intend to make a video... End of the sentence. So I still have a bunch of art that I've made that no one has ever seen because I'm trying to make it into a video. That the longer it goes without that video existing, the harder it gets to make because the more irrelevant it is. I started a video because there was a thing that was incredibly trendy at that moment, and then I was like, I did it in a June. I did it in a June. And then I was like, okay, right after July, our fight, I'll do it. I'll do the video. And then I did the art in June. And then I was like, I'll finish it after our fight. Our fight came and went. I needed to prepare my birthday. Not my birthday, my anniversary. Anniversary came and went. The holidays. The holidays came and went. And, you know, it just kept getting away from me until it was no longer a trend. It felt stupid to release it. It felt, and I don't know, it's just there, you know, it's just there gathering dust, and I don't know what to do about it. Now you know it's a thing, and I don't know what to do about it. You always deliver the good, Sally. Thank you. Logan! Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you! Well, an artist never made a mistake before. I know! It's such a stupid mindset to have, but I have it. And it's like, I would never expect other people to have that mindset. Also, I'm yelling too much. I'm gonna calm down. I would never expect anyone else to have this mindset. I would never expect people to treat themselves that way. But I expect me to behave that way. It's hypocrisy, but I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to fix it. Rules for me, not for thee. Exactly. Exactly. 100%. Serious, unheard of, unprecedented even. I had a teacher in middle school who had that there's no mistakes in art. Because there is no mistake. Every mistake is an opportunity to learn. This is vital. The point of making something, the point of growing a skill is that you're going to make a shit ton of mistakes and you're going to learn from them and you're going to improve over time. You cannot grow without mistakes. You cannot be perfect from the get-go. You must make mistakes in the process of getting better. But you cannot tell my brain that because my brain is stupid and hates me. Cynic Panic sounds like a band name or at least an album. I think it sounds like an album. Yeah, sure. Imagine that I'm in my underwear. That's what I mean. A streamer already assumes most people are in their underwear anyways. just imagine everyone's naked. Oh dear Lord, why are you all naked? This is worse. No training, only art. That's how my brain works. That's how my brain works. It sucks. Anyways, let's actually get into what I actually wanted to draw, or rather what character I want to draw. And once you will see it, maybe you can give me ideas of what you think I could draw. But at the end of the day, it's probably just gonna be like a normal, like 3/4 angle of the character. The character that I've been obsessed with for months now, that I really want to draw, and it's like legitimately character that I want to have. At some point I want to make my own merch of this character. I doubt there is any merch of this character. Just Dance. Not the game. The character from one of the videos of one of the songs of Just Dance. I am obsessed with this character. And it's literally one video of one specific game. I will draw whatever I want. Also, Ellie draws the most mundane character ever. Exactly, and this is why I said whatever I want. I know that this is not a popular choice. I don't care. I don't care. She's my darling. I love her so much. I'm not in my underwear, but I can undress if we're all down. I think whatever makes you comfortable. It's your house. Unless you're taking a bath while watching the stream, watching naked is weird and I am judging you. I don't know, I think everyone's free to do whatever they want. Hydrate check, got it. Ellie trying to participate in a trend and taking so long that she revives it instead. You know what? Maybe that's an angle. You may have given me the solution. Maybe I can frame it as me trying to revive the trend instead of trying to participate in it. Wait, I might do that. You may have solved it for me. That's like me replying to messages. I'll reply later, then forget and feel bad to respond because it's been a few days. That happens to me all the time. That's okay. I love this girl. Look at her. She has freckles. She has funky dyed hair. She's a zombie question mark. She has a lot of like stitch marks all over her body. She has a gap tooth. I have noticed over the last, I don't know how long, I have noticed that I am very easy to attract with a character that has a gap tooth. Not just a character, a person. I've noticed that I'm instantly, my eyes gravitates in like shows or anything to characters or people who have a gap tooth. I don't know why. Is that how you say that? This thing where there's like a line in between the teeth. That's a gap tooth, right? Tooth gap? Tooth gap, not gap tooth. Right? Anyways. Wait, where did my reference go? There we are, okay. Tooth gap usually. Tooth gap. I love a tooth gap. I love a tooth gap. So much. I expect perfection from myself because I am perfect. Elyssia Nikos. Nah, I don't think I'm perfect. But I just, yeah, I don't know, man. I get it. It's not that one mistake is a disaster, but you don't want to be someone that makes a lot of mistakes and each mistake is contributing. Do I understand what you're trying to say? Maybe? I don't know. Reminds me of Hotel Transylvania. Is that Coraline? No, it's not Coraline. I do think the entire video has a very Hotel Transylvania vibe. But the character is quite different to me. Actually, it's quite different. It's also I need my layers. Well, I have a few layers right here. Anyways, this is what I'm drawing. This is my darling baby girl that I love very much. Go ahead and if you want to on a different tab while you hear me talk, because I'm not gonna be doing anything vital for a long time. Go ahead and look for the video if you want and look at her funkily dancing. Maybe you'll fall in love with her too. Alright, so what do we do now? It's been so long. It's been so long, man. I don't know what to do. I'm tinkering with guns and sulfur. Good luck, good run. Kill everyone. You can do this. Leo, welcome. Hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome, welcome. Snake shifters with a pincer trying to force their teeth apart. No, don't do that. Don't do that. You can see it either. You can say it either way. When you're describing it as a feature of a person, most people say gap tooth. Really? Well, I love it. Regardless of if you say tooth gap or gap tooth, I love a tooth gap. She's an ogre? I don't think so. I think she's a zombie girl. Slap Snake, are you doing the bet? No, because I never accepted it. I never accepted it. I'm doing what I want. Draw her playing DDR. Isn't that a betrayal? I mean, the mines a yearn for ore and fish. I don't think you get fish from the mines. I don't think that's where fish lives. Good luck. I think she may be a Frankenstein monster-like character. I think so. I think in the first part of the video, she may start in an electricity tower. Cavefish? Cavefish are a thing in Stardew Valley. I don't know about anywhere else. Challenge, draw Elyssia Nichols playing DDR. No, thank you. I'm really not comfortable in those kind of physical games that you have to play in public while people watch you. Due to the aforementioned everything I mentioned in this chat, specifically in this stream, the mere idea of those machines being like a place where you publicly dance in front of others is like terrifying. Freaking terrifying. So far I modded single shot hunting rifle from 9mm ammo to 7.62, which is almost doubled its damage. I'll believe you because I don't understand anything about guns. Ellie lying on the floor reduced to slamming the foot pads with her palms. Maybe I would play it like that. The tail doesn't do so good. I have two hands and one tail. Maybe that would be enough. Listen. That would be maybe the only way I could play something like that. If I'm gonna be ridiculous, might as well be ridiculous in a way that I specifically control. So what do you want to draw? I don't know. As I was saying, Leo, I want to draw this character, but that doesn't mean I have an idea for an illustration. I love this character so very much, but it doesn't mean that I know what I want to draw them doing. I just know that I love this character and I've been wanting to draw her since I saw her for the first time. This character, by the way, is a character from Just Dance. So she exists in one music video from one game that very few people play. And still, she captured my heart. Crumpets, welcome. Hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome, welcome. Draw her defeating God with the power of friendship. No, we're not gonna do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start like normal. Like trying to sketch out a pose. I think she has a dog. I think she has a dog. Wait, let's do this. Let's do the following. I'm going to grab the actual video. I'm going to put it on the stream and we're going to watch it without sound for just a few seconds, just for the beginning of the video. Is this me procrastinating having to draw? Maybe. You cannot prove that. You cannot prove such a thing. We are going to watch the beginning of the video, see if she has a dog. If she has a dog, maybe, just maybe, I can draw her playing with her dog. Okay, she's a sweets delivery girl. Maybe I can draw her with a bunch of sweets or producing sweets. Does she have a dog? She has a tiny little minion. That is the thing that makes it very Frankenstein-like. Maybe I draw her with a bunch of sweets. I had forgotten that she's a sweet delivery girl. I remember her design and nothing more. Maybe I draw her with that little creature, but I don't like that little creature. I thought she had a dog. A dog would have been cuter. Yeah, this is when she goes to, like, the ghost house, then she goes to the Dracula house, then she goes to the werewolf house. I don't care about all that. We don't care about all that. We just wanted to see if she had a dog, and she doesn't. So maybe I draw her with a huge lollipop. Maybe I draw her making sweets. Maybe I draw her surrounded by sweets. Maybe... Is this 3D animation designed to look like stop motion? No, it's actual stop motion. There is a video where you can see the making of, and if I haven't said this before, I fucking love slow motion. Sorry, stop motion. I love stop motion. For a moment, I thought it was Laika, but it's not Laika. It's just high quality stop motion. Dress her like Annie if you don't know what to do for the next 20 minutes. I want to draw her with her actual thing, but I think I'm gonna draw her like... Maybe I draw her with an apron on top of her clothes making candy. Now I got this mental image, bored Ellie on her back in bed, a TV on the other side of the room, and a DDR pad on a little tray in her belly. Slap, 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 slap. That's cute! I'm imagining her with a big woven basket of cupcakes or candies. I think maybe candy is the way to go. Coming out of a bag of sweets? Maybe. Maybe it's just, maybe it's just surrounded by sweets. Maybe it's like in a pile of sweets. Kitchen with a tray and making sweets or baking? Maybe. I think... Okay, so I think one option is this. Like... Let's thumbnail it. Maybe one option is like pile of sweets and her sitting on top. Something like this. And eating a lollipop. You know? Something like this could work. Like, it's what I have to go off of. This is not a show. This is not a character that has a personality. All I have is candy. That's it. 3D animation has gotten impressively good at emulating classic physical stop-motion animation. See Worthy Kids' recent work. I mean, my main example of that is Lego, where the Lego movie is done to almost look like it's done with Legos. And I think it's a very good example. That being said, I love actual stop motion way more. Sitting on a throne of candies. I mean, that's the idea. Another option could be just like drawing her, because it's like jazz dance and it's music and blah 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 blah. It could be like her with, I don't know why I'm feeling like 80s Walkman sort of concept. Just like, that's too big. Like, but what would she be doing? Just wearing a head at Walkman isn't enough of a concept for an illustration. Wearing a Walkman is like a part of. It's not really like a good idea. I don't like it anymore. I don't think I ever liked it, but especially I don't like it after thinking about it for a second. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to go with this because it's the only idea that I have. I think it's the only concept that I have. Let's move it to the side. Let's make it even smaller. Even smaller. Let's add to the canvas size. Let's add a little bit. Let's make it about 3 times as big. Good. Okay, I feel way more comfortable now. We're gonna move all the references to the corner. We're gonna draw our... Woo! Still too big. Way too big. We're gonna do our big pile of candies. Mind you, I will regret this so much. I will regret this. I will regret the pile of candies as a concept when I actually have to draw the candies. It's gonna suck. And I'm gonna hate it. Because how am I gonna draw a whole pile of candies? By drawing them one by one. Not one by one, but I'm gonna have to draw a shit ton of individual candies. So I'm probably not gonna finish this piece. I'm probably not even gonna finish this piece. I think it's the opposite. I think... I think that sort of angle is fine for the legs. I think this sort of angle is gonna have to be what the torso looks like. This is horrendous. That's okay. It's a first sketch. You fix the first sketch later. First, you put the idea down. First, you put the idea down, and then you figure it out. Do I want sort of like an upper head tilt? Like smug? Maybe. What I definitely know is I want that little gap tooth to be prominent. Because I freaking love the tooth gap. Combination of creativity and hard work that goes into stop motion combined with how unique it looks, it just has a charm to it. Absolutely. I think stop motion is like top 3 aesthetics, honestly. I just, like, you can't compete with that shit, man. Can't compete with that shit. Is this horrendous? Yes. Yes, it is. You're gonna have to give it time. You're gonna have to give it time. Look, my other options of things that I want to draw were cookies or characters that I don't know how to draw because they're men. So what did I miss? You missed me talking about this character that I'm trying to draw for way longer than the actual screen time of this character lasts. Rita just like the focusing, so I'll answer for him. He went from a bullet for general uses to a bullet with casing. To me, it sounds like he's either using a sniper mod or a Pierce AR. That still means nothing to me because I don't care about guns at all. All I care about is in games what gun is better for my playstyle. And that is literally all I care about guns-wise. Could draw her do a famous dance thriller? Maybe that would fit. I would have to go open the thriller video because I cannot. Have I seen it? Yes. Can I pull it up in my reference folder? In my mind? I kind of know I kind of know it's like a thing like arms up, how? Arms up like this and like thriller night, and that's it. This is what I have of thriller. This is my mental reference of thriller, and I have nothing more. Red leather jacket. Red leather jacket. This is what my brain thinks of when I think thriller, and that's that. Does that? That's it. Okay, this is horrendous. Let's jump to sketch number 2. We move the reference way down in opacity, way down. And we start it again, but now I'm gonna do it proper, like top to bottom, like I normally handle drawings, which should make it easier. With a better foundation. She also has quite a long neck, so let's try and respect that. Is she tilting her head back that much though? Like, oh, maybe I want a different tilt to the body. Let's try it. Let's try it and see how I feel about it. Maybe I feel better with this kind of a tilt. I do need to move her way up here. Now, if the legs up to here. That's weird? Question mark? Is that weird? Now the other side of the leg would be in the front. Foot. Still have to learn how to do foots properly. Psychic Flora, welcome. Hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome, welcome. Hi. The whatever I want part is already being negotiated. I mean, here's the thing. I want to draw this girly. I just have no ideas for how, like, what to draw this girly doing. Like, what do I want to draw about this girly, you know? Oh, that elbow's way too low. Elbow needs to be around here, actually. And the other arm would have like this sort of situation. How do you draw a lollipop? How do you hold it? How do you? And this is when we get more references. I think you hold it on the side, question mark? Like, okay, so I think actually this would be the pinky. I think this is how you would hold a lollipop. Like with the thumb here. And with the fingers here. Is that how you would hold a fucking popsicle? I don't know. This is looking kind of solid in comparison to this one. In comparison to this one is looking way more solid. This one is looking significantly better. So I think we're going to keep going in this direction for sketch number 3. I think sketch number 3 is going to sort of go through this way. Use your own pen, Ellie. We've been here. I know it's been a while, so we're going to repeat it, but we've been here. I cannot look at my hand from the angle that the camera would be looking at because I am the owner of that hand. I need a reference that's either taken with my own camera or that is someone on the internet that has the exact hand position or something. But you no, you cannot. You cannot look at yourself from the front. You don't have eyes outside of your body. Ever seen the music video for Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel or Sober but Tool? I don't think so. I do not think so. I want a top-down close-up of her face pulling out of a sea of candy. I think that is an interesting one. I don't think I will do it. You won't love speaking with it. Speaking with what? Speaking with what? Are you sure you're craving for cookies before drawing them? No, my craving for cookies is for finishing the storyline because people on Reddit are already spoiling me and I'm very annoyed at that. So I need to... Okay, wait. A little bit more context on that. Cookie Run just released its final chapter of the main story. I believe after this they're going to open a new storyline, but aside from that, this is the final chapter of the story that has been the main story that has been going on since the game first launched, and people are really emotional about it, and people are already spoiling me about it, which is insane because it literally came out 2 days ago. Please let people who have lives play it at their own pace. I don't know. Cookies. In my mind, for sure. You don't know the suicide thriller dance? You blind? Wait, yes, I am blind. Yes, that's about all you needed to describe it, aside from being the leg kicks. Leg kicks? Hey, Ellie, what you drawing? I'm drawing a girly from Just Dance, the game about moving your gloved hand, question mark? Okay, I don't mind that. We're gonna delete the first sketch. We're gonna once more do very low opacity and go for a third sketch. I think at this point I might be able to zoom in a little bit. I think at this point I don't need such a extreme zoom out. I think I like the head. I'm just gonna refine the shape a tiny little bit. But I think I like what I have of the head. I think at this point, it's about a little bit more fine refinement. So if this is the clavicles, I am tackling them in very different ways, and that's a recipe for disaster. That feels a little bit more consistent. Alright, so far so good. So far so good. I want to do this girl, but I don't want to draw her doing anything. At that point, just copy her. No, I don't want to copy her. I want to draw something new. Whenever I got stuck at drawing something, I either search for references or quickly sculpt it on plastiline. Yeah, I mean, that is what you have to do. What you have to do is, if you're stuck, you go and get a reference. That's one of the reasons why drawing live and drawing like for other eyes is like sucks in comparison to just drawing in your own time. Because drawing in your own time, I can just spend however much time I need either gathering whatever reference I need or making it with my own hand and a camera, or you know, those posing programs where you have a 3D model and you pose it. That makes it significantly more comfortable. I want to make this angle a little bit more extreme so that it feels less stiff. I want to tilt her back even more. But that wouldn't make sense for sitting, would it? If I tilt her back this much, it won't make sense that she's sitting. Or would it? Would it make sense if she's sitting? I have to be careful not to make her legs too big because they are very noodly. They're extremely noodly. Wait. Yeah, she has a very ragdoll look of her. So I need to make sure that I don't make too many muscle choices. Like, I need to give the legs some shape, but it needs to be thin. Might be a Kinect game. I think it's something like that. Something along those lines, yeah. You have a mirror? Bold of you to assume I have a mirror other than in the bathroom. Bold of you to assume, do you not remember? It broke. It broke, man. You can freeze your hand and then rotate the arm. When you rotate the arm, you change you're changing it. You're changing it by rotating it. If you like stop motion animation, those 2 music videos are basically required viewing. Highly recommend. Someone will have to type them in my Discord because I cannot remember them. I just can't. Gacha games never have an ending unless they are about to terminate the service and close the servers, which doesn't seem to be the case in Cookie Run. It just doesn't give that vibe. I mean, I hope not. No, it doesn't give that vibe because they literally, in this last update, they literally added a new permanent, like, mechanic to the game. I think it's a permanent mechanic to the game, so it wouldn't really make a lot of sense for them to be closing down the server. I definitely think there's going to be a new arc after this, but it's still like the main arc that has been going on since the game launched. So at the very least, this arc is done unless the cookies are going to do a God of War style event where you climb up enchantless like a tree. No, I don't think so. I think it's done. I think it's done. In the thriller dance, the participant raises and kicks their legs, a move known in choreography as leg kick. I don't remember the thriller thing well enough. I just don't. Okay, I think it does work to arch her back more. I think that's more dynamic and I think I like it better. But I think that's as much as we go. I have to be careful of going overboard with the arching of the back and with the hippoluciousness. I tend to make my characters a little bit too hippolucious. I am aware of this. Doesn't necessarily mean that I want to change it. I'm just aware of this. I think that's a good... I think I can probably make it even thinner. I think I start... How about I start hippolucious and then I start carving into it? That's a way. That's a way to get to the appropriate anatomy proportions. I think that's about as skinny mini as she looks like. Ramon Sanchez, hola, bienvenido, ¿cómo estás? Welcome and hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome, welcome. Lit, you keep talking about like your hand and your arm and whatever. You are not, like, you think you couldn't, you think you're seeing it the exact same way. I promise you it's not. Like, it's just not how muscles work. The arm is a particularly complicated muscle because it has the way that the 2 bones and the muscles in the arm work make it one of the most difficult sort of parts of the anatomy, because a little bit of torsion already changes a whole lot about the muscle building as far as understanding the anatomy for drawing. I promise you, you think you're seeing it the right angle, but it's not. And you can say that, but I'm not gonna take that advice because it's not correct. 5 years to embrace the thick, as superior as it may be. It's just my natural predisposition, but we can carve into it. I can carve into it and make her thin-legged. I can do that. I can do that. I think something looks really off about this leg. I think I need to move it up because I think the butt cheek is like... I think it needs to be like against this, the belly. I think it's like against the belly, right? Like that looks better for the way that the butt would connect. Not that this is gonna be visible. There are gonna be shorts in here, but I think that looks more natural for where the butt would connect. So we're gonna leave it there. And that means it's gonna be like directly against the belly. And will that look bad? Maybe. I think this will be complicated now. Huh. This is complicated. I might have to actually pull a 3D model and build this reference. What if today I focus on the head and the face so that I can actually build a reference for this later? I think I kind of want the shoulder to be like here instead of backwards. I think I'm gonna bring it forwards. I think I'm not liking how compressed this pose is. It's like it's lacking a lot of empty space. Like it needs more empty areas for the silhouette to be better. Like it's a pose that technically works, but that I don't think is the artistically better choice. Maybe that's better. Maybe relaxing the hold of the leg, or like the support of the leg, so that it's not against the belly. And that way I gain a little bit of empty space back. Yeah, okay, I think that's a little bit better already. I think I needed to relax the where the foot is landing, basically. I think maybe there. Seven years of scuff curse? I hope you're not correct. Alright, I forgot about that month when you went to war against all the glass in the house. That's not what happened! The mirror broke because she was so angry on stream and couldn't take it anymore. I don't think that's what happened. I am struggling to remember exactly what happened. All I remember is that after that I had like a friend's birthday. That is all I can remember, but I don't remember what exactly the pause was for. The pause where I actually broke it. Don't remember that. Okay, I'm really okay with this leg. I like this leg. This leg is coming out easy and good. I'm liking the way that this leg is coming out. I think that leg is great. I think that's a great leg. The other leg, ugh, in contention. Okay. I don't think the arm is too bad either. I just don't like how much of the pose is like concentrated. Again, I'm saying the same thing over and over, but I just don't like how little empty space there is. I feel like I need more open space. I need more air, you know? Let's try the other arm. See how I feel about it. We know there's... We know there's the lollipop hand right here. There's the lollipop hand somewhere around here. I do want the lollipop to be like extremely on its side because I want that gap tooth to be the point. I want her to be biting it. Because of that, we're going to adjust the hand to fit the mouth. And the rest adapts to that. So maybe the leg has to adapt to the hand, actually. I think the leg's gonna have to adapt to the hand. Yeah, this arm is a little bit too long. Let's delete this part. Let's grab... Let's make it a little bit thicker. Gotta be careful. Remember, noodle proportions. Because she's kind of a ragdoll. Noodle proportions. Is that too... I think that's too short now. But that's maybe the hand being too big, question mark? The hand's a little bit thinner, like that. I think that works fine. I think that works fine. And if that works fine, we can have the arm there, and if the arm is there, then the leg needs to change to accommodate for that. I'm going to delete this because I don't like it anyways. Let's rebuild it from the ground up. Let's work with this part of the leg, which more approachable. Rotate it a bit more. And now we're getting some more empty space. We're getting some more empty space, which is very appreciated. We can also probably carve some more leg to make it thinner. Yeah, okay, okay. You know what I want you to take out of this, guys? What I want you to take out of this is always do at least 3 sketches. Because the first one is gonna be vomitively bad. And then you can improve it little by little. And not stress over how bad it is at first. Okay, I'm happier with that. I still don't know how I feel about you. I still don't know how I feel about that guy. I think I'm gonna have to change that because I think it's too compressed. More negative space? Yes, negative space. Exactly. We're getting negative space. Also, when did I say that? I have 15-ish minutes of delay, I think. So let me run through the chat a little bit fast now. No problem, we'll post the links to the music videos in the Discord when I can. If you remember, yes, I would appreciate it. What hippo? What hippolicious? Not hippo, hippalicious. The mirror broke because she was hungry on stream and couldn't take it anymore. I remember that it broke when I closed the door or when I opened. I remember it definitely broke because of me moving outside of the room, but I don't remember if it was opening or closing it, and I don't remember why I went out of the room. They just added a bunch of new mechanics, characters, and outfits. Exactly. Yeah, it makes no sense for them to end of service now. There's literally no such thing as too hippalicious, Ellie. There's always such a thing as too much of something. There is always too much of something. Master of Eternity added the mechanic to marry the pilots, wedding and honeymoon dresses, and also the final battle against the Emperor 1 month before dropping the termination of service surprise. I hope that's not the case here, because I really do enjoy Cookie Run Kingdom, and I don't want it to be gone. I really don't. The subtleties of body mechanics are difficult to capture in the arms. So difficult. So difficult. Hippalicious is a word? What's that supposed to mean? It's difficult to explain because it's not necessarily like... It's not a dictionary word. It's a word that is very much of cultural... It's like a cultural thing. If you don't get it, it's hard to explain it. You can make this image specifically of this character thick version. No, I don't like it. That's always an option. I don't like people who change characters' designs to draw art of them. Two things. One, and I don't want to be like pejorative about this, but skill issue, right? Like, I'm struggling to draw her with her proportions, but that doesn't stop me from trying. And like, I draw the leg and then I go in and I carve the leg to make the proportions more accurate. You know, like, even if it's hard to go outside of my normal, by putting a bit more effort, by actually like trying to adjust, I think it is an important skill in art to be able to get to the result you want, not to get the result you can already do and whatever, you know, this is what I can do, so this is what I will do. I think you need to challenge yourself as an artist. You need to try to improve your skill by taking on challenges that are difficult. That's one thing. I don't want it to sound pejorative because we all struggle with it, right? The other thing is, I believe in my heart of hearts, if what I enjoy is this character, why would I change it to look like a different character? Then I'm not enjoying this character. I'm enjoying a hybrid of this character and something else. I personally don't like it when people change the proportions of characters. Like, to be much more specific, when people make a character more booby or more hippalicious, it's like, so you don't like that character then? Because that character is specifically not like that. Why are you attached to that character, but also unhappy with that character? To me, if I like a character, I want to preserve that character feeling like that character. And I don't want them to feel like a different character, you know? Personally. Have you seen the age verification thing that some governments are pushing? I have, and I'm panicking about it, but I legitimately don't know what I can do. I think my country's not doing it yet, and if my country starts doing it, I think people will be on the streets because we are a country that's very used to being on the streets complaining about things. And I truly hope that it doesn't come to be a global reality. But I legitimately don't know what I can do about it other than hate that this was my turn to be born in a way. I think you might have got up to get water or went to get rid of it. Possibly. My trial sculpting ended with several headless statues since I could never do a face that I liked. Understandable, it's a difficult thing to do, a face, but I believe in you challenging yourself to practice more if you want to get back into sculpting and managing to do it. Astroman, welcome. Hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome. Slang, constructed language. Yeah. Yeah, it's Hippolicious is very much slang. It's my style is frequently an excuse for sucking 100%. Well, I wouldn't say sucking, but I would say not daring to take on a challenge. Changing outfits is fine. Changing bodily proportions, I don't really care for. Changing outfits is fun because a person should be able to change what they're dressed in. Changing body proportions, unless that person is a shapeshifter, like specifically the character is a shapeshifter, then you're changing the character. What about designs that are overly complicated? I think, as I was saying, like designs of things like hairstyle or outfits, it's fine because people in real life, they change their outfits, they change their hair, right? Like you can change your makeup, your hairstyle, whatever. But changing your body is not a reality unless you are a shapeshifter or you're going through surgery, I assume. I don't know. It's like, if I like a character, I don't want them to change. But I'm not talking about outfits or clothes. I'm talking about like themselves. Gandit, welcome. Hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome. It is valid for an artist to translate a character into their unique visual style, if not arguably desirable, as that creative interpretation is a fundamental part of art. I think there's a line between something that is a unique visual style and something that is like changing body proportions to be desirable for the person. Because they like the character of the character, they just want to add some enhancements for taste. To me, that feels like you don't like that character. To me. Many people have different opinions, but to me, it feels like if you need them to have different proportions, you didn't actually like that character in the first place. From what I see on the world sphere, South America is safer than EU for the age verification thing. I'm hoping. I'm crossing my fingers. In art, bodily aspects of a character can frequently be as changeable as clothes. It's nothing against the character's original design. People just find creative twists interesting. And there is a line between it being a creative twist and it being something that the person finds more attractive. Like, I don't know. It's difficult to explain, I guess. But I really dislike it when people grab characters and change how many boobs, not how many, how much boobage, how much hip, how much thigh, if they are like sexier by specific standards. I find it like you're not drawing the same character anymore. I hate when people make flat characters go through plastic surgery. I've seen many Mokogos with boobs. She doesn't need boobs. Her sister only exists to be the Mokogo, but with boobs. And that's my thought. It's like, I like the character how it is. And I feel like you are changing the character. Here's X character, but always cover version. Seems like 100% valid, if not fun concept. Same with here's character, but fun plus thick version. I think one of those is more about having fun with the character, and the other one is about having a very specific sexual taste and but making everything that you have a modicum of interest in sort of like fit into that very narrow box. And I think that's antithetical to character design, personally. And I just ignore people gaining or losing weight or exercising. No, I'm talking about specifically, like, at this point, I was trying to be vague and generalizing, but at this point, I've gotten to the specific case of, like, people just adding massive boobs or massive hips to characters. I find it that it's like, you don't really like that character then. Van Gogh and Picasso paint an apple very differently due to having very different styles and preferences. Neither of them is disrespecting the apple's aesthetic by doing so, IMO. I think you can definitely do a different interpretation that has to do with your unique like style. In fact, what I'm doing right now is like, this is going to be an anime style kind of piece, while the original is a stop motion thing. Like, there is going to be a distinct difference in the style, but I'm still going to try and respect the character's design as much as possible. You know? Like, it's going to still kind of try to feel exactly as much like the original as I can make it feel like. No step forward wifing. Thank you! That is such a good explanation of what I'm trying to say. That is such a good explanation. It's step forward wifing it. Creative twist, bigger chest is very creative. Sarcasm. Yeah, I think now I've left the target of blanket concept talk and I'm talking about a specific case. I think at this point, I'm no longer talking about like general terms and I'm talking about specific things. If I draw you with a long tail, does that mean to you that I don't like you? If I'm being honest, lol, I'm not trying to be inflammatory. No, and I'll tell you the reason why. My tail is something that I specifically change in every drawing. In every drawing, the length of my tail is going to depend on what is better for the composition of said drawing. I don't consider the length of my tail something that should take priority over the composition of the piece. I will draw myself with the shortest fucking tail and with the longest fucking tail. I don't care. I really don't care. Think of it as what or how much can I change your character till you think, oh, you don't actually like my character. I think that something like tail length is much more like about the composition, really. Realistic versus less realistic can be an aesthetic style aspect, just as more anime or less anime can be, is what I'm saying. Absolutely, yeah. In that sense, yes, absolutely. And there are some art styles. This torso's way too thick. Needs to be a very, very spaghetti. Needs to be very rectangle. Let's make the torso a little bit smaller. I think that's better. I think that's more spaghetti. I think that's more like rectangle proportion. False Denise, welcome. Hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome, welcome. Step what? Is that another slang? Step for wives. It's a movie reference. Not necessarily just a movie. It also has a book, but most people will not have read the book. They will have seen the movie. Step for wives. I think it's so sexual to changing boobs, butts, bellies to be sexier. I think eventually we got to the point where I was specifically talking about that. Yes. Yes. Let's just say hypothetically I drew you as partially some other animal or maybe something closer to, say, a bug. That would be fine. That's creative. That's fun. That's fun. Still to say the longest is only on her profile data. I don't think so. I think my New Year's was quite long. So yes, however, your tail is supposed to be 4 meters long. That's 2.5 humans long. So if I draw that tail completely enveloping an average height human, that wouldn't make any sense, no. I think it would be necessary for the composition of the piece. So that's literally me changing an intentional aspect of your character to fit a specific taste or action per scenario. That's not possible. First of all, I am a shapeshifter. I don't like that gives the option of people drawing me with boobs the size of my two heads. Like, that is not something I personally like, but hey, I am a shapeshifter. Second of all, I still consider that being part of the composition of the piece. Like, I still think that is just a compositional necessity. Need. The head's too big. Also too tilted. Let's tilt it a little bit less. Which changes the fucking lollipop, which changes the fucking hand, which... Now it's too small. Wait. Too much. Okay. Just a little, just a little, just a little. Let's do it slowly. Okay. And I think right now, based on the time that it is, I want to move on to just working on the face and the hair and leave the pose and the arm and stuff to work out a mannequin off stream. And then if I work it out with a mannequin off stream, I don't need to keep struggling with the arm and the leg anatomy. So that's the face, which is the most important part because it's what really enchanted me about this character. Does she have a nose? Of course she has a nose because she has a septum. How did I forget? She has a septum. Have to remember that. She has a septum piercing. Everyone has a septum. Everyone has a septum. She has a septum piercing specifically. Let's do a little bit of a bigger nose mark that I normally do because of this septum. Want it to be a little bit smug, but I want it to be open. It needs to be an open mouth because it needs to be biting the lollipop. So something like that. Okay, something like that. So far, so good. Sci-fi novel by the same author who wrote The Boys from Brazil takes place in a seemingly idyllic community where a man discovers the wives are actually lab-made artificial life forms. It's honestly a quite terrifying. I haven't read the book, but at least from the movie, it's quite a fucking terrifying, hopeless story. I see. Okay, now I know where the line is drawn. Now we can draw Ellie with bigger boobs and her short tail. You can. Will I appreciate it? No, but you can. I think I need that inner curve to be respected, though. I think the lips have to go higher. To respect that. Does she have much of a bottom lip as well? Yes. Yes, she does. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The most important part Gap tooth, my beloved. Oh, bro, genuinely, this is something that I realized literally this year. Literally this year, something that I realized. I just really like tooth gaps so much. A thing that took me way too long into life to understand. Okay, and here we'll have like the lollipop, right? We're gonna have the lollipop like right here. So I don't need to worry too much about the bottom lip connection in this side, because like in this side, it's gonna be covered by the lollipop. So I don't have to worry about it too much. I just need to worry about the other side. This other side. I think it's going good. You're here with us to talk about it. You can totally imagine two people having a Twitter fight far away over someone deliberately drawing the tail too long. I think this is like wrapping back around to the conversation we had the other day. I don't remember if it was on Tuesday or on Monday, but at one point we did talk about like the existence of fan art forms or fan art guides or rules, which are not so much rules, or like they don't really work as rules because you cannot stop anyone from doing whatever they want, but rather like a list of things that the streamer themselves would appreciate versus things that the streamer wouldn't showcase or really appreciate enough to save, I guess. This is going back to that conversation. I really like this mouth. I think that's going well. I think now I really should do the eyes. I'm gonna bring the reference closer. Let's do the whole head. Just so I can not have to doubt what I'm doing while I draw it. This is gonna be one of those cases where I need you to trust the process, okay? It's gonna look really weird for quite a bit. It's gonna look really weird for quite a bit. You're gonna have to trust it. It's gonna work. It's gonna work in the end, I promise. Just let it be for a sec. It's gonna work. Eventually. Trust. BRB drawing Ellie as a happy mother. I think I've given so many opportunities for that. I think I've gushed about too many adorable creatures that I wanted to mother. And I think we're gonna get more tomorrow, Friday. Tomorrow, Friday, we're gonna have even more examples of that. I think I'm gonna need the hair before I finish the face as well. The hair sometimes kind of defines how the face feels. So I think I should do that before defining anything particular of this. This is looking bad. This is looking quite bad. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. It's the first sketch of the face. It's the first sketch of the face. You don't need to worry about it yet. Let it happen. Let it happen. Let it happen. We'll get it looking better later. Right now, she looks like a psycho. She looks like a total psycho. We're gonna change that. We're gonna change that. We're gonna change that. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. I'm talking to myself, by the way. I'm talking to myself. Okay. So, first things first. I'm going to refine the face or do the hair. I'm gonna do the hair first. She has one of these bangs that I actually really dislike. I actually really dislike the super short bangs. I think super short bangs are a waste of bang. I think longer bangs are better. I think I had to refine the face, the head shape actually. I think I do. Okay, let's refine the head shape first. Do I want to... The head is quite round, so I think I should respect that and make it quite cheeky. Should have quite some cheeks. Like not, we don't want a very angular sort of shape. We want a more round, cookie-like kind of shape. I'm gonna make this chin less angular. Okay, I think that's a better shape. But now I need to do the dreaded real check, which is flip the canvas. I think that's a nice head shape. Is the cheek too low? I think the cheek might be too low. I think the cheek is too low. Flipping it makes me feel like it's too low. I think we're gonna have to heighten that cheek. Doesn't need to be too high either, but we definitely don't want it to be super low. I think that's slightly better. I think that's slightly better. I think I still might want it a little bit higher. I think that's as high as I wanted. Okay. I think that's as high as I wanted. I think maybe I want the jaw a little bit forward. Like that. I think that might be better. Yeah, I definitely feel like that's better. Okay, that's going. Now I can do the hair with a better foundation. But let's actually make the ears as well. What did I do? Why are you not painting? What did I do? That's better. Okay. Ears are around here. They're really small, round ears. So I'm gonna try and keep them small and cute. I'm not even reading. Are you guys saying anything? Surfer Wives movie was advertised as more of a hard R sci-fi horror movie, but the movie feels like it was weirdly more comedic in tone. Same thing happened with the advertising of The Mummy. I think the concept itself of the Surfer Wives is horrendous. I think there are some scenes in it that don't match that tone. But I think it is, if you really sit on it and think about it, it is a horror. Gonna try Ellie with a tail so big she looks like that mismatched Pokemon that I just linked on Discord. Do I want to know? Do I want to know? I'm trusting it, Ellie. I'm trusting it. You're gonna have to trust it for a while. Trusting the process happens a lot in cooking, especially in rice, where you shouldn't move it once it starts. You shouldn't what? I move it a lot. I move it a lot. Pupils too large? My pupils are going to be larger than the thing because of anime style. IMO, you can like the person or thing even if you think there are flaws in its composition, or maybe you don't even consider them flaws. You're trying out reimagining for fun. Example, humanized VTubers or with casual outfits. Yeah, absolutely. That's why I had to be more specific about what I was talking about as the conversation went, because it might be a little bit too hard to talk about this in like general terms. I get it when it comes to visually changing proportions to make it pornier. It's like the character themselves doesn't matter, only the popularity. There you go. That's another nail to hit in the conversation where you're hitting it right in the head. I don't consider wardrobe changes redesigns or reimaginings. They just change clothes. And that's also, yeah, absolutely. Because again, people in real life change clothes all the time. Clothes are a part of the character's identity, probably even more than proportions. That's also true. In character design, clothes are a very significant part of the character's identity. This is where the conversation has to switch once more and go into the field of a good character design versus a mediocre character design, where a good character design should be recognizable with less elements of the original character. Like, if you saw a character, I change my clothes all the time. If you saw me in different clothes and didn't recognize that it's supposed to be me, that would be, for me, a problem of my character, because I try to design it to be recognizable, not from the totality of it, but to have strong enough elements that you can play around with it and it still feels like me. And a lot of VTuber models exemplify this because VTubers like making different outfits, having different outfits. And if you have a VTuber model where just changing the outfit makes it feel like a different character, that kind of speaks of the original character not being strong enough to stand on its own without it being represented exactly as is. You know, it's a different conversation about what makes a stronger character design than others. I called it like a good versus a mediocre. I don't want to call it mediocre because that isn't necessarily like the goal for every character design. All characters don't need to be recognizable just for one part of its character. You can have like a goal with your character design to be that it's always gonna have the same clothes. That doesn't make it more mediocre, but I do think it speaks of a stronger ability to design character that you can make them distinct without needing to be completely represented exactly. And I think it has to do with the goals of your character. If your character is going to be a character for animation, traditionally, they're only always going to have one outfit. Traditionally. So in that case, it really doesn't matter. And it's not necessarily one of your goals to make it recognizable with different outfits. You know what I'm realizing? That nose is too high. Sometimes taking a pause and just talking for a while helps you understand some things. Like, for example, this. The ring is too big. That nose is too high. The ring is too big. That's much better. Still too high. Now it's much to the side. Okay, that's better. And now I feel like the eyes are too high. So let's grab the eyes and move them down. And now I feel like this one should come a little bit closer. This one should have a little bit closer there. I think slowly but surely I'm gonna make this work. Slowly but surely. Very slowly. Okay, now hair. Let's make the bigger shapes first. I want the hair to not have a lot of movement because she's just sitting down, right? She's just sitting down. So we don't need to have a lot of movement in the hair. We can just have it be okay, let's start from out here. About there-ish is where I think the main shape will be. Probably. And then the bangs around here-ish. I'm gonna need to re-watch the making of to see more angles, because the music video is very... Well, there are some angles in the music video. I think she has little wispy hairs in the side. I think, like here-ish. But she also has hairpins. So I'm not exactly sure how to handle the details of the hair. But that is enough hair now that I should be able to keep working on the face. Oh god, the cheeks are too high now, aren't they? Because I moved the face around. Now the cheek feels too high. That's better. Question mark? No, I think that's better. I think that's better for the cheek, but several things are looking off about the bangs, about the hair in general. Do I like this shape? I think I do. I think I like this shape. I think that shape I'm happy with. That shape I'm happy with. I think maybe my problem is... This is the head, right? If I have this here and I have this here, the eye is not properly aligned. And if I have this being the shape of the hairline, we need to move the ear. We need to move the head in relation to the body. We need to move the hairline. We're gonna work on the eyes a little bit more, because I still hate them. Okay, what do I want to do with the eyes? I want to make them a little bit rounder. I want to make them a little bit rounder, at the very least. This one I think is round enough. I also want... Do I want... I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna hold my tongue until I actually know what I want. She has two little cute little eyelashes down here. And she doesn't have eyelashes on the top, but I kind of want to give her eyelashes at the top because it's me we're talking about. How could I not give her eyelashes? I can't not give her eyelashes. It goes against my religion, not giving her eyelashes. Gonna try not to give her eyelashes for as long as possible. I think that eye is fine. I think that eye is fine. I think the other eye is the problem. Yeah. Haven't said anything in a while, just been working while listening and watching. Understandable. Have a good work. Delphin, welcome. Hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome, welcome. I also highly recommend The Boys from Brazil. Great sci-fi, conspiracy thriller, historical setting concept. You know, I actually had never heard of The Boys from Brazil. I definitely knew about Stepford Wives, but never of The Boys from Brazil. Insert Aromas as Andrea in Changing a Lot. Insert Elyssia and Orange Elyssia as still recognizable. I intend to make them still recognizable, hopefully. I was originally writing a point against VTuber designs that are overloaded with references about their identity. To support this, I wrote about picturing Ellie full of little snake hair clips and motifs and accessories around her outfits. I have now changed my mind after picturing it. Vorador, you talked yourself out of an idea? You talked yourself out of an opinion? Is that what just happened? It's definitely, I have to fix this eye because I'm quite happy with the other eye. I think we can go over this. That's not looking bad. I think that's looking fine. I think this is the problem. You still got the intro, huh, Ellie? BRB, I'm putting stuff down. What intro? You might be behind, and you will not see this up until way later, I guess. I just realized, oh no, guys, I just realized I didn't. It's kind of a thing, right, to come back to stream and remember all the things that you do day after day when you're preparing your streams. I forgot to take the ads out of the stream. I don't like having the ads, like the video monetized until after I'm done streaming, because I don't want someone to possibly like be coming in for the first time and then they get slapped with an ad and then they leave. And I keep forgetting. This entire week I've forgotten to actually deactivate them before streaming. And I was about to do it now. I was like, oh, let me just do it now. And then I looked at the time and it's like, this is no time to be turning them off. This is no time to be turning them off. It's already too late. Whatever happened, happened. I think this side of the face is fine. I think the other side of the face is a problem. When I was watching a stream recently, I do not remember who because I have been watching so many Pokopia streams, they all blend together, but a viewer mentioned not being able to hear and the streamer was trying to tell them what they can do to get the sound back on. Very Ellie thing to do, yeah. Very, very Ellie thing. Honestly, insanely Ellie thing to do. Okay, I think there's so much about this that I'm happy with, but it's that one eye. It's that one eye really like bothering me. Ugh. What is your problem? What is your problem? Why are you ugly? Why are you ugly? You know what? I actually did quite a few things that were challenging for me today because I'm drawing eyes that are not necessarily my normal anime structure eye, and I managed to draw spaghetti proportions. I did the spaghetti proportions and I think I did them quite faithfully. I think that they were quite faithfully done. I think it's still not round. I think one of the reasons I'm not liking this is because it's too rectangular instead of circular. Maybe? Delete that. Because that clearly wasn't working. I think maybe more of a circle. right? So maybe more of a circle. Maybe more like here. What if it was that shape? What if it was more like this shape? And then we have the eyelashes. There's little bottom lashes she has. And now I have to do the actual eye. I think that's going better. I think little by little, we're making it better. I think this needs to still be tilted a little bit more. Like so. Rounder. Okay. My selection tool. 2 hours already, feels like 45 minutes. Not to me today, probably because of the amount of struggling I've been doing. Probably because of the amount of struggling that I've been doing. It definitely feels like the full 2 hours to me. Okay, but I think I do like the shape a little bit more now. Now, to not fuck it up when I do the actual eye. I think also another problem that I'm having is the what exactly do I want it to be looking at? The camera? Do I want it to be looking at the camera? I don't think so. That's way too low. It needs to be higher. But if it's higher, it won't touch the bottom. And if it doesn't touch the bottom, it looks creepy. I think that might be a little bit better. Yeah, I think that might be a little better. Let's make it thick like the other one. I still don't think that's right, but it is getting better. It is getting better, little by little. Let's keep going, little by little. Let's add an eyebrow. By adding an eyebrow, we add expression. By adding expression, she doesn't look as creepy. We also have to consider the freckles, which are a major part of why I fell in love with this design. I love freckles. That eyebrow doesn't match the other one, but that's fine. That's fine. It's too curved. If we curve it less, it will match better. Now that's better. Still a little bit too curvy, but that's better. Move it down a little. Move it to the side a little. There-ish. 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 Okay. Still a problem. And it's that this eye is higher cheekbone-wise than this one. If I were to circle the cheekbones, like if I were to put blush on her, I would be able to put blush here because here's the cheekbone here. But in here, I would struggle because the cheekbone is supposed to be here. Like this is where the cheekbone is. So this eye is too low on the face. I think that's already a little better because that allows me to drop this, which makes it look less creepy and still sort of be looking at the same place in the camera. I also think it's too big. I think this eye is too big in comparison to the other one. I think this needs to be a little smaller. Let's be gentle, just a little bit. See where that leaves us? Okay, and I'm seeing also that this needs to be lifted a little. Okay, it's still not great, but it's getting somewhere slowly. It's slowly getting somewhere more acceptable. It's slowly getting somewhere more acceptable. We are going to make this a little bit bigger. Tiny little bit, move it down. It's like baby steps. It's baby steps. But it's very slowly getting better. Now I'm going to take the blush out because that was just for understanding what I wasn't liking about it. I think another problem that I'm having is this, again, this curve. Again, I'm noticing based on the cheekbone, right? This is not curving nearly as high. You see, this one is curving quite high in the like mid to back. This one is staying quite straight. So I think that's another problem to fix. Let's hide it for now and do the freckles. We want some freckles. We want to erase this a little. Like, we still want the reference to be there, but we don't want it to be this distracting. And now we want the freckles. Cute little freckles. Do I like freckles because they make me think of my scales? That's for you to decide. That's for you to know. Well, not to know, I guess to guess, really. I guess that's for you to imagine. Okay, little by little, it's getting better. I will figure out what the fuck is wrong with the eye. I will figure it out eventually. But looking at the time, I think we're gonna stop for today. I'm tired of trying to figure out that eye. And I think we're gonna go. I think also I'm going to chill out that neck. I think that neck is way too fucking thick. I think we're gonna carve it a little bit from both sides. Like this. And of course, it is way too long, so we're going to bring the head, face, and hair layers down. And that one, because it's the reference of what I need to change. I'm gonna do that one, and then I'm gonna grab the head. And we're also gonna move it 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's better. I think I moved them too far down now. I think now they're too far down. Maybe a little bit less. Shit. Wait. Shit. Wait. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, I think that's better. I think that's better. Alright! Little by little. Little by little. Little by little. This leg is still too thick. This leg is still too thick! There, okay, that's better. Her arms, her permissions were taken away. Her arms are here, but so bad, so bad. I need a reference. I need to, yeah, I need a reference. I need to decide what I want to do with this arm specifically. With this one, I need to decide on, like, this is a disaster, but this is easy to fix because it's like, okay, tilted backwards, you know, like, you grab the lollipop. First of all, it's humongous. We need to tone it down a little. It needs to be smaller. Then you grab this and you're like, oh, well, this just needs to be tilted in such a way that she actually is biting the lollipop, which is the point there. You know, something like that. But I want to get proper refs. I want to get proper references for the arms, for the general pose. But, you know, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm alright. that's overall pretty good. And plus, it's the time. It just is, you know? It's been long enough. Let's go chat some more. Which is what we've been doing the entire time. I know it's what we've been doing the entire time, but what can you do? I'm a yapper. I'm a big ass yapper. Okay, let me also save this, because I, funnily enough, have not saved it whatsoever in this entire time. Which, once more, it doesn't matter. It's fine. I know that saving is... Saving is really important when you're like working in anything that's gonna take you quite a while, but Sai, which is a program that I use, actually has a super robust recovery system. I have never lost a file in Sai that couldn't be recovered. I have never lost a file permanently when I was working in Sai. When I was working in other things, yes, absolutely. When I was working in Sai, it's like every single time I've had an issue, the power went out, the power went out basically, or the program crashed. Has the program ever crashed? Yes, while working on my VTuber model, it will crash consistently because it was such a heavy file. Actually, memories of war. But I've never lost progress. I never lost progress. Sai does something for the recovery files that is almost magic. Don't know how he does it. It's just that good. It is just that good. Oh, membership! Thank you! Thank you so much for the gifts! Thank you so much for the member! Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you! Thank you for both memberships! T-Run, welcome and hello, how are you doing? Welcome to the memberships. Pambo, welcome to the memberships. Okay, let's go back to whatever part of the chat I was left in. Torsney, welcome and hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome, welcome. I don't think I've seen you here before, so welcome to the channel, welcome to the pit. I hope you enjoy your time here. The hypocrisy of talking for an hour about the blasphemy of modifying the original character just to modify the character to suit your own taste is so funny. Please give her bigger eyelashes now. But she has... Oh no, the eyelashes thing. Is it modifying the character too much if it's like one of the most I don't do it for the brand, but one of the most identifiable parts of my art style? That's a question for you, friends. One of the most identifiable parts of my artwork and art style in general is the way that I paint the eyelashes. So how much is it changing the character and how much is it like doing my signature art style? This is a legit question. I'm not trying to trick anybody. I'm not trying to argue my way. I will try to not do the eyelashes. I will really try. But it is like one of the most identifiable parts of my art style at this point. Whenever a streamer asks, okay, can you guys hear me? I always respond with, nah, can't hear you at all. And that's a good enough answer because it lets us know that yes, you could hear. I am partial to wait. Are her model's lips moving? Eh? Like you answer that? Is that what you answer? That one is a troll. See, and then you complain that I can't believe you when you say you're not gaslighting me. 2 hours and barely got the pose and face done. That's our Ellie. Which, if you remember the first few years, it's still more than I used to. Still way more than I used to. This is pretty clean work today. On the bright side, she won't have to fix them later until after the second stream when she redoes the entire thing off stream. Oh, that reminds me of a tweet I wanted to tweet. That reminds me of a tweet I think I needed to. Yep. Wait, scales are snake freckles. This changes everything. I don't know. I'm positing the idea, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it is. To speculate on. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, that's for you to speculate on. Do I like freckles because they remind me of snake scales? That is for you to speculate on. I think it's looking good so far, Ellie. Thank you. Good work, Ellie. We're proud of you. Thank you. I hope that I'm going to be able to pull it off because I really like... I recommend that everyone watches the video because part of the reason I like her so much is the way that she's animated, and I don't know, it's just such a happy, stupid, funny little video. It's not funny, haha funny. It's fun. It's like unabashedly good vibes, and I really like that video. I recommend people watch it just for the fun, you know, let's dance vibes. Research, stop dodging the memberships. I don't think you can blame Research for it. YouTube hates him. Lee's shining the flashlight on the lurking corner. True. True. He found another streamer, SR Pool. Good catch. I didn't even notice. You behave as if that's a bad thing. I already don't remember what is a bad thing. Oh, the yapping? Yap, Elyssia yappos. Yeah, the yapping, no. The yapping is definitely something that I wouldn't consider bad. It's just, it is something that prevents me from doing as much progress in the stream as I do off stream. But I had that whole preamble at the start about how it's significantly different to draw off stream than on stream, so... It's not the time, we still have 47 minutes. It's one day you'll accept it. One day you will accept that I don't intend to be a 3-hour streamer unless like the situation gets away from me or I'm really obsessed with what I'm playing. One day you'll understand it. I believe in you. I believe in you. And we wouldn't have you any other way. Thanks. I will never stop yapping. I hopefully at some point will stop being anxious to draw and make mistakes while drawing on stream. Like all this time I couldn't stop thinking I need to fix that. I need to make it look good. I need to, people are gonna think I'm a bad artist. People are gonna think that I'm a hack because I can't fix it. I can't make it look cute. But I will in time. It's just I need patience. And I need to assume patience out of everyone else. Didn't your software autosave every 1 minute? That's the thing. I don't know exactly, but it's great at autosaving. Sai, I don't know exactly what it does, but it is fantastic at autosaving. Sai, challenge accepted. Don't jinx me like that. Don't jinx me like that. Is now truly 100% fulfilled? What is? Yeah, I caught that too. What is? Oh, the eyelashes? Ellie trying to find a plot hole in her ideology. It's not me trying to find a plot hole, I promise. It's a legitimate question that I'm posing. Your faces are always very you. I think it's where my art style most comes through, where my art style most bleeds through. And I think it's also in my color choices, because several times it has happened to me that I try to go for a more muted, desaturated palette, because it's a really nice aesthetic when you have like desaturated, muted palettes. But every time I try, I end up going brighter and brighter and brighter. I find myself struggling to choose colors that aren't just vibrant and bright. I don't know. There are certain things that I cannot avoid for the life of me. And by that I mean, yeah, sure, I could avoid it. It's not like my hand moves on its own, but I cannot feel satisfied with the art until I change them. For example, colors, vibrant, bright, saturated, the brightness, the shinies, they need to be there. Otherwise, it just feels wrong. And the eyelashes, with the way that I paint them, is something that is hard for me not to add because it feels wrong not to have it there. Well, yeah, but thick woman is one of the most identifiable parts of the style of many artists out there. I think that is different. I do think that is different. How much art do we have from you to know that? Check my... What's my fullest, like, art repository? I think Kara. I think my fullest art repository is Kara. I think that's the one in which I have posted the most things. You know, lately I have been thinking about changing my card so that it has, like, I haven't updated it in so long. I barely ever post on Reddit now. My Twitter is a death zone. So I think I do need to go to card and remake it so that I can list all of my art repositories. And I think I need to do an art specific Tumblr. Because I have a VTuber Tumblr, but that's not necessarily the same as having an art-specific Tumblr. I think I should have an art-specific Tumblr. But I would have to learn how to use Tumblr as a portfolio site, and I've never been interested in that. So maybe I won't. Maybe I won't. I spent basically the whole stream trying to follow a 60-second Blender time thingy. Turns out that loop cut has a smoothness option that I was never aware of. This explains why they did something in one frame that I could not recreate. Yeesh. Well, now you know. Progress? Question mark? In the sense that now you've gained knowledge, you have acquired skill. So that's progress. Even if it took you much longer than you anticipated, you learned something. Don't worry, Ellie, we are all your fans here. Even if something is established as wrong, it's okay when you do it. Thanks. That's not great. That's not the mindset to give you guys. Balls 00. Hello. Hi. How are you doing? Balls and feet smeller. Hi. That's some names for sure. Welcome. I haven't seen you before, so welcome to the channel. Welcome to the pit. I hope you do your time here. Hello. Rexy, welcome. Hello. How are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome. Rexy, you are right at the end of the stream! Rexy! Rexy, no! It's gone! We're done! Good work, Kelly. We're proud of you. Thank you! But you are and you are. Why hide it? I am and why, and I am what? Remember, most of your viewers aren't even artists. Most of the flaws you fix were invisible to us before you said anything and usually still visible after. I have had that told to me quite a few times, that the things I fixate on and I look at and I think is a terrible mistake that everyone will notice is something that no one will notice. But here's the thing. You saw me reacting the other day to the gifts that you guys gave me. You saw me reacting to Rancor's 3D model. The thing that I first noticed is all the details. It's what I am attracted to in terms of like looking at art. The first thing my eyes do is go for all of the tiny little things. Even this character, I fell in love with this character because of the gap tooth. And it's like, it's a detail. It's a tiny little detail. It's not just the tooth gap, honestly. It's the tooth gap. It's the shape of the lips. I love lips that don't have a cupid's bow. It's the freckles. But you see how all of the things that I mention are little details? It's not like, oh, I love the general vibe. I love the color palette. I love the concept of the zombie Frankenstein monster thing. It's like, oh, I love the tooth gap and the freckles and the lip shape. That's my brain. My brain goes for the details. And so when I'm drawing myself, I'm thinking people are gonna notice these details. People are gonna notice the detail. And I get like really fixated on that. I meant the rainbow? I already forgot what you mean. Where? Why? When? I don't understand. No context. You meant loophole? Did I say loophole? Did I talk about loopholes? Sherry Pumpkin, welcome. Hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome, welcome. You're doing well. I'm glad to hear that. You answered before I asked. Can anyone explain why can we zoom in YouTube videos on mobile for like 3 years now, but we can't on PC? I assume because in mobile you're looking at a very small screen, so the option of zooming is vital for you to catch certain things in a video, that if you have a PC where like monitors are assumed to be of a certain size, you wouldn't need to zoom in to see certain details, especially when videos are made for a size of a monitor. That's what I assume. You want to see my early sketch of my latest drawings? I want you to see it and actually try. Honestly, really try to be rude about it. If you can do it, then your fears are valid. That's a dare, a challenge, and a lesson. Come on, accept. Okay, I accept. I accept, but I don't want to be rude about it. I don't want to be rude. I want to point out anything that I would change, but not in a rude way. Okay? Thanks for stream, Ellie. Excited to see a final version. Gonna check out the video so I can experience the character in full. Yes, do it. The final version is gonna have to wait because I don't know that I'm gonna work on this outside of the stream too much because I have other priorities. I have other things that I want to work on, and this is a drawing for fun. You know, the point of drawing whatever I wanted here was that I drew something that is for fun and not for work mode. So I don't know when I'm gonna work on this again, but it's not gonna be prioritary. So I may bring it back up in a few streams and like see how I feel about it. Let it rest in that way. Letting it rest also helps in understanding what's wrong. So that's not bad. Did you enjoy your art stream, especially after so long? As I said at the beginning of the stream, it's like doing art streams does wreck me. Not wreck me, does feel a little bit more wrecking. That's what I mean. It does feel a little bit more wrecking than any other types of streams that I do because, well, it's this and karaoke, right? It's like when I'm singing or when I'm drawing, I don't want to disappoint. I don't want to not meet expectations. And I don't want to, like, I want to impress. And so the amount of pressure that I put on myself to not make mistakes and to be as flawless as I can be is significant. With gaming, that doesn't happen because I don't expect anyone to if anyone expects me to be good at games, it's their problem. With chatting, it doesn't matter because like I'm who I am, and you guys know that I'm weird and stupid and I can't hold on to thoughts for more than 5 seconds and etc. So I don't think anyone has any expectations of me, and if they do, that's kind of their problem. But with art and with singing, I want to be good and I want to impress. So I end up pressuring myself quite a bit. The classic 45-minute tutorial that teaches you the only thing you need to know in the last 11 seconds. I hate those. The progress says I am now stuck on 001 instead of 000. But you learned something. Hey, you learned something. You know? Better than finding out you're being followed by Femboy Gunner 3000. I wouldn't mind being followed by Femboy Gunner 3000 as long as they don't expect me to be a femboy or a gunner or to feed their gunnerism. That's okay. I don't care what they do with their free time. I only care about what expectations I have to fulfill in this channel. I look away for a second, my hammer is still cold. Sniped! At least I made it to the art stream. It's the thought that counts. I hope that you had a good night, Rexy, and I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize. I lost a match, which is fun. Sorry for your loss, but if you had fun, that's what matters. That is what matters. Let me clarify, just because it's invisible doesn't mean that it doesn't matter. Even if we can't consciously recognize a problem, a lot of tiny problems might add up to a general sense that something is wrong. Oh, I think that happens quite a bit, actually. I do think that happens quite a bit. Why is Crumpets back to being a mod? This is bad for me. He was always a mod. He never stopped being a mod. I have a funky inclination to ban Rexy. He was always here. Tell something to Ellie in our chat. Wait for her to read it late and forget the context. Prophet. True. Absolutely true. Snake tonks. That's exactly how it works. Ellie's not gonna give you a rude for free. I don't like being rude. It doesn't feel good. Ellie has performance anxiety. Gotcha. 100%. 1000%. Did you not know that I have performance anxiety? Karaoke? Where? Not here, not yet. At some point. At some point. If the chat on the Pinko Carol was anything to go about, the one thing you certainly did not do was disappoint. Thank you. That is my one goal. When I'm singing, I just want to impress and not disappoint. We didn't have one in more than a year, I think. Correct. I was going to have one on Anti-Valentine's. I had a couple of new songs already selected and prepared. And then things happened in life and I didn't. But I had selected and prepared a couple of songs for a new Anti-Valentine's karaoke. I think eventually, and who knows, maybe it will happen this year. I don't know. I mentioned it last year. I think eventually I will do another temporary channel on Discord for people to suggest songs. Eventually, maybe. Because when I think of preparing karaoke, it's like, because of the way my brain works, I struggle to pick songs unless I have like a strong theme around it, like Anti-Valentine's. I use the performance as a sales pitch when networking for you. It honors me that you try to network for me. Never let it be too heavy of a workload because you're doing it as like a good Samaritan thing, like a good gift thing, and I never want it to be something that you weight yourself down with, because that would make me feel very guilty. But I do appreciate it a lot. My favorite part of the stream was Ellie not finishing the drawing. Did you expect it to be finished? That's wild. Okay, I'm joking. Good. If you really expected it to finish, that's wild. Yo, by the way, Ellie, I had an idea for fun, low pressure, but creative kind of art stream you could potentially be interested in pursuing in the future. It's now a good time, place to pitch it. Should I save it for elsewhere? You could pitch it now, but if it's too long, it might be better suited for Discord, because, you know, YouTube chat, I try to keep moving and I try to read and I lose my context because it takes me too long. But if it's not too long, It's better for here. If it's long, it's better for Discord. In 8 years after 3 more hiatuses, what, the karaoke's? Hopefully not. But that's all I say. I know I'm not making any promises. Don't worry about the mods you can see, worry about the mods you can't see. What if there was? Ooh. What if there was a secret mod? I think mods would see it if that secret mod did something, but I don't think most people would. I think most people wouldn't get any sort of message and they would have no idea. Interesting things to think about. Anti-violent Easter is coming, baby! Are there songs about Easter? Good question. There, left them on Talk to Ellie. Roast me. Okay. It's 3 or 4 chats long, I believe. I can toss it up in both places too, whatever works. I think if it's that long, better for Discord. Let me check. Where is it? Art? What? Wait. Talk to Ellie. Okay. First sketch, second sketch, line art with color. But I've seen the finished piece. What do you expect me to be rude about if it's something that, like, you already worked through? Because this is not, like, the point is to make different sketches. And you did them. You did a first sketch, and then you did a second sketch in which you refined it. And then I saw the literal finished product. What do you mean? What do you expect me to say? No, you didn't. You posted the whole thing. Did you not? Are you still working on that piece? No, it's done. It's fully sheeted. No, you didn't forget about it. But I see. What do you mean? Okay, one easy, quick criticism I can give you, and this is like a thing that doesn't necessarily have to do with drawing, but to composition. I made you forget with my with my mind. No, you can't. I already seen the finished one, and I appreciated it. One thing that I could say as criticism is the cutting of the composition is weird, because we don't like, our minds don't like it when composition ends on articulaciones, joints. We don't like it when composition end in joints, because the composition ends pretty much at the ankle level. That feels uncomfortable because it feels like you cut off her feet. So it's always better to cut it like mid-calf or mid-thigh, so that it doesn't feel like you cut her off at the joint. So that's one thing that definitely does jump to me. Other than that, it's good. Other than that, it's good. I'm seeing that you even added the detail of having the fingers peek out at the sleeve. I'm seeing the fingertips below the sleeve, which is something that is an extra little bit of detail that with that kind of sleeve I wouldn't have expected. Let me check the first sketch. I struggle to understand like the foundational anatomy of it, but I do think, if I'm looking correctly, that you did draw the entire, like, the body, the torso and the hip line, and that's what you need to do. I think maybe another bit of criticism that I could give is to try and draw the full body before the clothes, just to make sure that you have like everything placed correctly. But in the final art, everything looks placed correctly. So I don't know what you expect me to say. I don't know what you expect me to say. It's a solid drawing with solid anatomy, with solid execution, with proper shading, with nice detail work. Like, what do you expect me to say? You done? was well placed. Yes. Maybe I would lower the armpit? Okay, now I'm done. Yes, now I'm done. For real. For real, for real. Was I not supposed to talk about the secret mods? I just think it's a fun idea to have a secret mod. Ellie has a secret sniper mod to take out any snake shifter that gets out of line. Fun fact, if I had a secret mod, it would be to look specifically at the other mods and people who are coming in to troll. But I wouldn't have a secret mod because that would be mistrusting my mods. And if I'm mistrusting a mod, then that person just shouldn't be a mod, you know? Like, it's kind of like... It's like the most pointless exercise in modding ever. Like, what would be the point of having a mod that you don't trust? So, silly, you know? Plot twist, my mom was secretly a mod this whole time. I couldn't trust your mom as a mod because she doesn't understand 95% of the things I say. I can't trust her as a mod because she doesn't know what I'm saying. Or what people in the chat are writing. Before Mirai recently posted they are recruiting mods, but they're very specifically said in the listing that if you want to mod, you cannot be an active participant in the chat on that account. So they basically do want to hire mods that you can't see. I think it might be... I think it might be a thing of... I could see in a bigger community a situation where the person who mods being treated differently as a part of the community, and before Mirai not wanting people inside the community to have that extra dynamic with the rest of the community, because it could lead to people abusing their power. It could lead to, on the other side of the coin, mods being ostracized or not treated like normal members of the community and being like tiptoed around, you know? Like, I could see the idea of it being like, if you want to be part of the community and you want to mod, you need to keep those separate so that it doesn't modify your community experience, or that it doesn't modify the community by the person having too much influence. Like, I could see that being the reason. It's going to be a really awkward day when Leo and Ellie find out that their mothers know each other. It cannot happen because we live in such different provinces. Forget it, Beam. I tried, but I can't. I can't. How did you know? Who told you what? That you cut off her feet? I'm telling you, the composition. Isn't that mid-calf? At most I see it at 25% high, but not at the joint. No, that's definitely at the joint level. For contest, I guess that was the first sketch I did. I simply refined it. Yeah, but you did a second sketch over that first sketch. Nothing else to say, no weird inconsistencies, no terrible looking eyes or fingers. The fingers that are visible are just three little fingertips. I don't think the eyes look terrible. I don't think the eyes look terrible. Maybe if it was flipped? Maybe? Everyone knows the secret mod is hot pants. Ellie doesn't need a sniper to take care of the outer line snake shifter. She gets it done herself, silly. I have sometimes hammered someone. It's never been a snake shifter. It's always been like a random person who showed up to troll. It's like all the issues you have are simply on your head because any sane human won't judge you for your first draft. I know! It's crazy, isn't it? I did say at the beginning of the stream that I know I don't expect anyone to treat themselves the way I treat myself, and I wouldn't like people to treat themselves the way I treat myself. I have said it. What if you don't trust anyone but you need mods? In that case, normally, hopefully, you can pay for a mod so that you don't need to trust them. There is like a contract in between that you can refer to if they step out of line. Ideally, if you don't trust anyone, ideally, hopefully, you have money to pay for a mod, a professional mod. Look around, guys. If there's someone who should have been banned ages ago but is still here, that's probably the secret mod. You can't have a secret mod that is active in the chat because their name would be blue. It's not me, I say, because any damage she does to me is reflected back 50%. 50% if we're being generous. Let me just store my soapbox away till I want to look morally superior again. Keep it close, though. Keep it close. Everyone, don't forget to leave a like on Ellie's stream. I'm gonna leave it for the time being. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, whatever you do after this. Thank you for the like, and yeah, thank you for the reminder. Hey, guys, would you mind liking the stream? Would you mind pressing that like button? Subscribe and hit that like button. Anyways, that's the bottom of the chat, and it's 10 minutes to 3 hours. We're gonna leave now. The thing is, I know you know, I was just having some fun. It also helps you understand the lesson. If you live through it, better than just be told. Yes, you're right, guys. I hope Crumpets taught you a lesson about how you shouldn't judge yourself. Does anyone think that I learned the lesson? Quiz time! Did Ellie... Quiz time! Is Ellie gonna treat herself better or not? I'll try. I want you guys to treat yourselves well, so I guess I'll try as well. You can have a secret mod, it only needs to be an eternal lurker. Yeah, it needs to be eternally lurking because you would see the name blue. Instructions unclear, pressing the dislike button. Not the dislike button. That one is invisible and it doesn't show, thanks to YouTube thinking that would be a great idea. Always time to throw a little bit of shade at YouTube. Ellie's secret mod case solved. She never appears in chat. Now you're thinking in 40 chess. I really like the stream. Should I unlike it and like it again? No, I don't think so. I think you're good. I think you're covered. I'm sure you learned a lesson. I did. I want to treat myself a little better. No, guys, she's right. If you do, there's a hammer with your name on it. Eh? Eh? But Ellie, you don't understand. Big AAA games were getting a lot of dislikes. Yeah, we can't let that happen. What if I leave out some cookies under a cardboard box to lure out the secret mod? Then you depend on the secret mod really liking cookies. Like it is the first thing I do when I enter? Thank you! That means a lot. That's nice. I sent something to talk to Ellie. Alright, gonna go. Thanks for stream. Bye-bye. Goodbye, Retouch! I'm gonna really quickly check this talk to Ellie thing and then we're gonna go. It's a guide on... It's a guide on furry anatomy. It's a guide on furry anatomy? Why are we posting a guide on furry anatomy? Now, personally, my personal preference, I've talked about this. My personal preference on furries is digitigrades. But I don't know if anyone wanted that detail. But you have it. My personal furry preference is digitigrades. If they act up or insult you for the first draft, there's a hammer. Ah, I get it now. I get it now. Never know when you need furry anatomy, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of coming out of the blue. You know, references at the end of the fat part of the calf is around the half length since you only see the end, and even then it's debatable that doesn't end of the... What? Bro, furry anatomy has nothing to do with the anatomy of an anime girl. What? What? I was right in the context. Yeah, but it's not relevant. It's not relevant at all. Tulura, the secret mod, just posted a terrible build for a roguelite game and asked for advice. Alright, I'm gonna be going. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. The most left is human. Yeah, but that doesn't have anything to do with the fucking art. You're just posting leg references. That has nothing to do with the art. Anyways, thank you everyone for coming. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that you had a good time, and I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day. Whatever you're doing after this, I hope it goes great. And don't forget to stretch, don't forget to drink plenty of water, try to eat nutritiously, and try to sleep 7 to 9 hours. And most important of all, be kind to yourself and to others, okay? Take care, my snake shifters! Bye-bye!